CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, we have breaking news just into the newsroom. Police rushing to the scene of an officer-involved shooting. It's near Southwest 16th Avenue and 19th Street in Miami. This is an active scene. We'll have more on the story coming up tonight at 5.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Taking a live look outside, a cloudy day, showers and a few storms are moving through the area. You may want to keep those umbrellas handy. Next Weather Chief Meteorologist and Hurricane Specialist Ivan Cabrera tracking it all.
Or you're going to get wet. I mean, it's already, it's interesting, Naj, it's already underway. So we have the big event for tomorrow, but we have a little these storms that are going to continue to train over the same areas. So I've highlighted, I think, the areas that have the potential for some localized flooding for the rest of the afternoon. So we'll watch that, and you can see that hose of water that's pointed from Bimini all the way into Broward County, and it's not letting up. There's not much of a break all the way down. So all of this is going to pivot in to Broward, and it's going to be raining heavily over the next several hours. If it was just a few scattered cells, we'd be all right, but this has the potential to quickly get out of hand as we head through the rest of today. So we'll watch that. And by the way, not just Broward, but it is going to include, as I showed you on the previous map there, portions of northern Miami-Dade as well. Look at rain tracker. Watch the clock. 4:30, 5, 6, 7, 8. We continue with this rainfall that won't let up. And again, this is just what we have this afternoon and into this evening. The bigger storm system is coming in for tomorrow, and that's why the National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for all of us here from Wednesday morning through Thursday morning. That 24-hour period is going to be a deluge, no question. Updated numbers here as far as what we're thinking for rainfall. 4 to 6 inches. Now, that should not say 2, 4 to 6, and upwards of 8 inches. And you saw the rain that's already happening in Broward, so additional rainfall coming in. Now, we could total upwards of 8 to 12 here before all is said and done by Thursday afternoon. And it will begin to improve. That low moves out of the way. Some dry air on the backside of it moves in. It is going to be wet for Thursday morning and then dry by Thursday afternoon. So it'll be kind of a backward day, right? Rain to start and sunshine to finish. This is the way it's going to pan out. This is through tonight. We're quiet, but then comes the next storm system here. That's going to be the one for tomorrow. And you can see all the colors coming in depicting some very heavy rainfall. This is going to be something here for us tomorrow, right? Indoors and the lunch, absolutely. Keep it in the office. There you see the rain finally moving out of the way by Wednesday. That model a little fast. I think we'll still have some leftover rainfall Thursday morning, and then everything begins to push out and we'll be in much better shape, I think, as we head through Friday. The weekend hasn't changed. That still look fantastic for both Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have some nice weather. By the way, still tracking this area of potential development anyway, 70%. Notice the arrow, though, as it tries to develop. This is just going to be a huge rainmaker. So similar story for places like Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and the eastern parts of Cuba. They're all going to get in on some heavy rainfall heading into the next few days. And for us, this is the way it's going to look for tomorrow. We may not crack 80 degrees. We'll get close to it, but the rain is going to be calling the shots with a next alert for tomorrow because of the rain ending by Thursday midday. And then we'll have some fantastic weather coming up for the weekend. Temperatures comfortable, too, by then in the low 80s.
Ivan, thank you. A major mess in a Hollywood neighborhood. A break sent water everywhere. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray has all the details.
And we are right in front of where that break happened at Sheridan and A1A. Only the barrier island is affected here in Hollywood and part of Dania Beach. So take a look behind me. You can see where that water is coming out there, trying to pump all the water out of the hole as they try to figure out what happened with this pipe, why it broke and sent water flooding all the streets. People woke up this morning to find the streets in front of their homes flooded. So here's what it looked like about 5 in the morning. The water was several feet deep in this neighborhood. Now, this problem extends from just below Sheridan Street all the way north about a mile to the Dania Beach Pier. So some residents in Dania Beach affected, including people who are in the park, the state park, including the NSU research lab in there, and of course the big condo on the beach in that area. So several hundred people without water at this hour, and that's going to be the situation for quite some time. We talked to resident Erica Aberman, who says she has been through this before.
My husband came out around 5 a.m., noticed there was water in the street, came in and got me to look at it. We thought maybe it was king tides or the rain from last night. I went back inside, turned the water on, and noticed we didn't have any water pressure. So then I said, oh, this is not king tide, this is water pressure. So, or a main break. So we called, called police non-emergency. They sent out fire rescue to check on it. They determined that it wasn't anything they could do, so they called Public Works. Then we put a call in. Actually, it was my husband's idea to call back and maybe send an officer here because there was a lot of bikers going down. There was low cars. We didn't want them to get stuck. We actually lost our car back in the flood in April, so we know what it's like.
Know what it's like. Now you can see that most of the water has cleared, but only the southbound lane open at this point. They have blocked off northbound traffic. Please take an alternate route. Don't come to this area of the beach. So again, it goes from just below Sheridan all the way up to Dania Beach. They're working on repairing the pipe. In the meantime, everybody should boil their water until further notice. Reporting in Hollywood, Joan Murray, CBS News, Miami.
The March for Israel just finished in Washington, D.C. The large demonstration was organized quickly. It's to match dozens of pro-Palestinian rallies taking place across the country. CBS News Miami's Natalie Brand joins us live in Washington, D.C. with the latest. Natalie.
Hi, Naja. And earlier today, I met a huge group from Miami. They traveled here with an even larger group from Florida. They are among the tens of thousands participating in this march. I spoke to one man here with his family who says there's been such turmoil since October 7th. He felt like this was the very least that he could do, coming here to take part in this rally and show solidarity with Israel. Tens of thousands descended on the National Mall in a march for Israel against anti-Semitism.
Since October 7th, there has been literally an explosion of violence against Jewish people.
My friends, there are no words for the horror that happened 1 month ago in Israel.
Speakers included lawmakers and family members of the hostages still being held in Gaza.
Bring them home. Bring them home.
Organizers and the families called for their safe release.
Bring Omer and all of the hostages home now.
The demonstration brought groups from synagogues and Jewish organizations from as far as California.
I think that the impact of this march will really be heard across the entire nation.
The Department of Homeland Security designated the highest level of security possible for this demonstration. DHS says since the start of the Israel-Hamas war, there's been an increase in reports of threats against Jewish, Arab American, and Muslim communities.
In the end, Palestinians should also understand it's a fight for them as well.
Israeli President Isaac Herzog also took part with a live message from the Western Wall in Jerusalem.
We, the people of Israel, are eternal, and no one will break us.
Organizers say they want to show the world that Jewish communities should be able to live without terrorism and free of hate. A number of people here today said that they have family members and loved ones in Israel, some of them on the front lines. They say they want an end to the conflict and a future without the threat of Hamas. Ultimately, they told me they want peace for both Israel and Palestinians. Naja?
Natalie, thank you so much for that report. Here in South Florida, a teen was recognized for helping create a safe space for students. It's in the wake of the devastating war in the Middle East. 17-year-old Jesse Serrano founded a Jewish student union. It's at Design and Architecture Senior High in Miami. The teen was recognized for maintaining a robust membership of Jewish and non-Jewish students and promoting an environment where everyone feels protected and safe. Great job, Jesse. Stay with CBS News Miami on air and online for the very latest on the Israel-Hamas war. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. The Broward School Board is wrapping up their elections. The board has re-elected candidates in 2 top positions. Lori Aladef was re-elected to board chairperson. Deborah Hickson also won re-election as vice chair. Both women lost loved ones in the mass shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland. You probably remember it was about a month ago when phones across the country buzzed and rang with a loud tone. It signaled the test of a nationwide emergency alert system. If your phone went off, you might think that you'll be warned in an emergency in your community. Our national investigative correspondent, Stephen Stock, found out that is not necessarily the case.
3, 2, 1, and...
The national test focused on checking the technology. Does the system to send these alerts work? FEMA tells us that test was a success, but it doesn't guarantee you'll get an alert if there's danger near you, because it's up to people to decide when to send those warnings. Take Maui, for example. Officials sent out cell alerts too late after service was down. The emergency manager also admitted he chose not to sound warning sirens when wildfire was overtaking the island.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not. The sirens, as I mentioned earlier, is used primarily for tsunamis.
Our investigation reveals at least a dozen examples across the U.S. in the past decade where alerts to warn the public were either delayed or never sent at all. A former head of FEMA tells me the technology works as long as someone decides to use it.
We almost invariably look at this as a technology issue, a problem with the hardware, a problem with the system. And what we have seen is that's not been the issue. It's been the failure to activate the system, or a decision not to activate.
We're investigating who makes that call and what guides their decision. We found FEMA trains local emergency managers and law enforcement. We were there just last week when they met in California to talk about how to better protect the public.
We want to give them the comfort level and the knowledge on how this tool can be beneficial to them and the best way to employ it.
But is FEMA doing enough in that regard, in your mind? Find out her answer and one solution that one state enacted after wildfires swept through town and officials alerted folks after they died. That's coming up in our special report. Now back to you.
You could watch Stephen's investigation tonight on CBS News Miami starting at 5. The power of CBS News Miami and the CBS News Miami stream are always at your fingertips. We're on Pluto TV and it's all free. Or find us on your favorite streaming device with the CBS News app, then click CBS News Miami. That's CBS News Miami's Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.